So, after the imposition of the governor's rule in Jammu and Kashmir, sources have told India Today that the centre is planning a two-pronged strategy in the valley. Apart from the ongoing operations against terrorists, agencies will also be focusing on tackling the overground workers in the state. According to reports, there are around 3,000 overground workers operating in the valley, while over 200 terrorists are believed to be active as well. As per agencies, search and high-intensity operations are likely to intensify in the coming days to stop radicalization. A cyber cell team is already on the job along with other state agencies.
हमारे ऊपर किसी तरह का पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस नहीं है। जैसे आपने बार-बार सुना होगा, फौज को अपनी कार्रवाई करने के लिए किस तरह से अपने ऑपरेशन करने हैं, उस पर कभी किसी तरह की रोक नहीं लगाई गई है। हम लोग, हमारे बड़े स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स ऑफ एंगेजमेंट होते हैं, उसके तहत हम कार्रवाई करते हैं और उसी के तहत हम आगे की कार्रवाई करते रहेंगे।
Editor Sudhi Ranjan Sen joins us for more on this. And Sudhi, this is quite an elaborate plan that has already been put in place to check the presence of terrorists and overground workers of the militants. Can you give us more details on what the strategy is going to be like in the next few days?
Well, I mean, it's a multi-layered kind of an approach from what we are getting to here. At one level, you are going to see the operations, the counter-terror operations intensifying in the valley, which would mean that, actively or proactively the security forces led by the Jammu and Kashmir police will be going after them. They will also be very, very strict with the overground workers. The idea is to, completely cut off the ecosystem of terrorists being able to survive, whether it is places to stay, whether it is food or whether it is money, apart from going after the terrorists. That's at one level. The other level is, of course, how do you handle the de-radicalization of the youth? Because it is a fact that many people have been, so to say, taken in by a very radical ideology that seems to be growing in the valley. That is one part of the enforcement part of the strategy that we are going to see unfolding in the next few days.
Okay.
Along with this, what you are going to see is also rejuvenating or revitalizing the administration, because that will be one of the major focuses of ensuring that deliveries to the common people increases, system becomes much more agile, and there is a genuine relief or a difference that is felt on the ground. So, in that, what are we going to see? Perhaps schools working, functioning properly, roads, electricity, water, and all these associated things which touches everybody or the common man. So while you go after the terrorists, trying to bring in reduce the level of violence, you also try to give in relief to the people, and slowly therefore normalcy, that is the expectation, of course, normalcy comes back into the valley before you hit the elections. Avantika.
Right, absolutely. So they just stay on with me. The BJP is also planning to honor Jansangh founder Shama Prasad Mukherjee. The BJP President Amit Shah is also going to be attending this event. In fact, the announcement was made by BJP's Ravindra Raina a short while ago.
इस साल 23 जून 2018 को जम्मू के अंदर स्वर्गीय श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जी को श्रद्धांजलि भेंट करने एक बड़े कार्यक्रम का भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने आयोजन किया है और 23 जून को भारतीय जनता पार्टी के माननीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष श्रीमान अमित शाह जी जम्मू कश्मीर के दौरे पर आएंगे.
Sudhi, how is the reaction amongst the police force and the army about the imposition of the governor's role? I'm more curious to know the reactions coming in from the state police, which so far has been reporting to the state government. Do they feel that the governor's rule is going to be a deterrent to their anti-terror operations? Do they feel that there would be challenges ahead, or is there a sense of relief?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a sense of relief, but it's more back to business as usual, because, for about a month now during the Ramzan ceasefire, the idea was that you do not actively or proactively pursue terrorists unless and until it is based on a very specific intelligence, or you are fired upon and you retaliate. So you were, so to say, the security forces were functioning in a limited space. Now what you're going to see is resumption of search and cordon and search operations, search and destroy operations. Now none of these are based on specific intelligence, and both of these, the CADO or the cordon and search operations, the search and destroy operations, had been discontinued in about 15 to 17 years ago, and the reason was that it kind of hurts the local population with the entire area cordoned off, nobody is being able to get in or get out.
So please just stay on with me. The Home Minister Rajnath Singh is also just giving a reaction on the situation in the state. Let's listen in.
इस प्रकार की चिकित्सा सुविधाएं उपलब्ध कराई जाती हैं, उसके कारण जनता हॉस्पिटल के साथ बल्कि पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश में बनी है। तो यहाँ पर एक नए कार्डियक सेंटर का आज उद्घाटन हुआ है और मैं समझता हूँ कि अधिक से अधिक लाभ लखनऊ के रहने वाले लोगों को और साथ ही उत्तर प्रदेश में रहने वाले लोगों को मिलेगा। नहीं, उस पर जो हम लोग को अपना प्रोटेस्ट दर्ज कराना चाहिए, विदेश मंत्रालय ने उस संबंध में अपना प्रोटेस्ट दर्ज करा दिया है।
सर, ये कश्मीर में अस्थिरता हुई है, बीजेपी ने सपोर्ट विड्रॉ किया है, अब आगे वहाँ पर क्या होगा? क्या आतंकवादी मांग करेंगे? किस तरह की कार्रवाई होगी?
लक्ष्य एक ही है कि आतंकवाद समाप्त होना चाहिए और कश्मीर में शांति व्यवस्था कायम होनी चाहिए, और इसी लक्ष्य को सामने रखकर हमारी सरकार काम करेगी।
रक्षा मंत्री भी वहाँ जम्मू कश्मीर में औरंगजेब के यहाँ मिलने किस तरीके से माना जाए क्या?
Harshdev Singh of the National Panthers Party will also be joining us to give a reaction. But the Home Minister making a very important point that the only aim and the only objective is to dismantle terrorism, to eliminate all forms of terror and restore peace in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. But there are a couple of challenges ahead for the governor. Now, the pull-out time for the concurrent state is also, and the general polls is what's being talked, the timing of this decision to pull the plug of the alliance, 6-month governor's rule to buy time for the centre. Parliament's nod is needed for the president's rule after 6 months. Now, it's a pretty nuanced situation in Jammu and Kashmir, where not the president but the governor's rule is imposed. The governor's rule is to end after the winter session of Parliament, and that's when the centre gets 2 extra months to ratify the president's rule. The government would be perhaps eyeing for that time for anti-terror operations to be held, and also to encourage more development work in the state. Meanwhile, India Today has also accessed all the exclusive inside details on the reasons behind the BJP-PDP split. India Today has learned that not just the PDP, even the invited BJP ministers were kept clueless about the decision to break away from the alliance. In fact, 15 BJP representatives who arrived in Delhi on Tuesday thought that the meeting was to focus on the organizational structure ahead of the 2019 elections. It was only in the evening when the General Secretary of the party, Ram Madhav, informed the leaders that there is a decision that has been taken to end the alliance with the PDP. BJP ministers, General Secretaries were immediately informed. They even expressed unanimous support to the decision that was taken by the party top brass, throwing their weight behind the party in charge. State leaders have requested for a few days to decide on whether the elections in November could be feasible. Pooja Shali joins us for more on this. And Pooja, it's always, it's always seen in the past by this party to drop a bombshell and keeping their ministers also in the dark about some very important decisions. And this one perhaps would have really taken a few by surprise.
Well, definitely. And it appears that the agenda to keep it so secret was to ensure that the word does not go out to other parties as well. But considering that 15 leaders from the Bharatiya Janata Party in Jammu and Kashmir, ministers, 4 general secretaries were invited, and prior to the meeting, they continued to maintain, and in fact, sources within the BJP also continued to maintain this was only a party restructure. But what inside details we have now is that Ram Madhav, after making the leaders having to wait for a while, then seated himself in that meeting, and he categorically simply informed of the decision to pull back. He asked if there were any disagreements. There were a chance given to all interjections possible, but no objections were raised given the gravity of the situation, given the stature of the leader in the party. In fact, there was a unanimous support that was expressed by the state BJP leaders. Also, then Ram Madhav seems to have asked one of the senior leaders in that delegation that can the party prepare for November elections? And that seems because the governor's rule can extend from 3 to 6 months and will coincide with November. So while, of course, the BJP leaders were taken aback with the decision, they have decided to back him, saying that now they do not have to rely on any ally and their work will be done. Amit Shah, after this announcement, then joined in the meeting, greeted the leaders, spoke to them. But clearly it seems that the decision was taken at the very top level to ensure that the agenda remains secret. Also, Avantika, remember, Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor, had visited Amit Shah shortly before this meeting, but it didn't seem to ring a bell. Back to you.
Right, Pooja, thank you so much for taking us through all the inside details behind the BJP-PDP split that indeed caught the BJP ministers by surprise as well.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.